Okay, and welcome some more people who appeared. Michael and Susan. Okay. So, as I was saying, let's just land. Bring your mind to where your body is. On this Independence Day weekend, it could be quite busy. So if you have any plans, try and just keep your mind here for the moment. And just feel and notice where you're at. What are you turning up with tonight? And check your posture. Feet, legs, sits bones, hands. Align your shoulders with your pelvis, pelvic bones, and then imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So you're just lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And tip your head slightly forward, just putting a bit of length in the back of the neck. And the eyes are down, looking along the nose to a spot about 2 inches ahead if they were open. And the lips can be slightly apart and the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And relax the jaw and bring your mind, your attention, your awareness to the crown of the head, and relax the scalp and the forehead, and the eyes, the back of the eyes, the nose, and the cheeks. And relax the back of the head. And the ears, the temples, the inner ear, and the jaw again, back of the tongue. And release any tension in the back of the neck. Relax the shoulders. Allow your shoulder blades to drop down. And as much as you can, relax the back. My yoga teacher used the term muscle amnesia the other day. Many of us have that in our back. We can't tell what's going on. Relax the throat and the chest, and the belly, limbs, hands, fingers and feet and toes, and bring the mind to the breath. Noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And notice if there are any sounds in your environment, and just allow those sounds to be there. And just notice what it is your mind runs towards or tries to push away. And then notice your thoughts. Come back to how you were feeling at the beginning of the meditation. Are they still the same thoughts, the same stories? Or are you feeling a little different? And again, no judgment. And put some space in between your stories and your thoughts. Allow them to arise and to abide and just flow on without engagement, without judgment. Just to observe them. We can put ourselves on the bank of our river and just be a little bit aware that while we're sitting on that bank, watching that river of mental moments, we're free from it. So let's just bring to mind all the people of our life, all our loved ones, our besties. These are the people we care about. And there's those people we have some irritation, a little bit difficulty with. And then there's those people who are complete strangers to us. Or we maybe see them occasionally, but we don't think about them that much. We're fairly indifferent. So that friend, enemy, and stranger could change place at any time. So it's worthwhile keeping that in mind. And then they're all equal. They're all deserving of our equal concern because they all have this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. And they all wish to be free from suffering, just like you. And they all have this wish to be happy. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life. And I've just seen in the chat that Coral's cow, Stella, had a baby boy. So for this baby boy, cow, who's starting his new life on this planet, and for all sentient beings. So just remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so we can change it by creating positivity with our mind. So we're going to do that here with the Vajrasattva practice in the context of the 4 opponent powers. So first is the power of regret. So sincere regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. The reason to regret is based on this logic of karma, as you say here. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we will necessarily experience harm in the future. And given we know all about suffering, it makes sense to pull out those karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger and attachment and the rest that are delusions, basically, that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods we can use to purify. And it's not that we need Buddha to forgive us. We purify ourselves by relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can imagine this is also the mind of your teacher, your spiritual mentor, your guide, manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. And he has this beautiful, radiant face. Youthful, yet ageless. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all the people of your life. And he's looking very happy to see you. However it is you are showing up, he has no judgment, just delight that you're here. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell, which represents wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us. So we develop compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you've harmed recently and in the past, and perhaps in general, all beings you may have ever harmed. And then remember those who have harmed you, and just remember we would have compassion for them because of the harm they've caused you is going to lead to suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think I must purify for their sake. So next we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, the practice of purification. So here we're using the mantra and visualization to purify ourselves. So we're using Vajrasattva's methods to heal ourselves. So imagine, first of all, Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of, or maybe like a fire hose maybe, or a waterfall. I like to imagine Niagara Falls. So just pouring into you very powerfully from his heart. It arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there is no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is a purification of the speech. So again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs, and getting other people to agree with you, all of this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatakata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So the next is a purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and switch on a light. That light is instantly, that darkness is instantly dispelled by that light. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all the attachment and neediness and anger and depression, resentment and jealousy and bitterness, all instantly dispelled, not one atom left, as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of your suffering, the cause of why all of us harm others with our body and our speech and ourselves as well, are totally purified, gone. And think now there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. And this time imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and also nectar. And you can imagine, if you wish, light and reciting a couple of mantras each for the visualization of the body and of the speech and the mind that we've just done. Or you can just imagine light and nectar pouring into you, filling you completely, and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. Now feel you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So next we come to the power of resolve, and just rejoice in your efforts, focusing, concentrating, coming day after day after day. And then rejoice in your efforts in working on your various habits, these things that are harmful. And think of something that you want to work on. Something you want to commit to refraining from, even if it's just for 30 seconds. So this determination to try and not do again, to try and refrain from doing again, is what gives us the strength to change. We have to just make a decision. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown and think. My Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing, and LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. So in this way, look at all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side, and you can also think that perhaps the way things appear to me, the way I'm seeing them, or the way I'm hearing them, the way I'm sort of perceiving everything, may not necessarily be the way they really do exist. So it's worthwhile for us to just ponder on that every now and then. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, O Tub Shul Chang Jin Jam Gon Galloway, Tenzin Kyang Pelaway Kunzo Dog Porze, Chog Sum Kurwe Leg Mon Tu Drub, Pa Dag Sog Dulje Gondu Jab Ten Shok. And for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Shera, beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. So there we go, everybody. Another week has gone. We lost Shayla, I think. And do have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. And congratulations, Coral. And maybe we could think of a name for your new baby. Isn't it lovely? Everybody here is congratulating Coral on a new baby. That's very sweet. Okay, everybody, thank you so much. And thank you, Alexis, for hosting, and lots of love. Good night, sleep well. Good night, sleep well. Good night.